Attention gamers. Previously on my SodCore journey, I learned the hard way that my entire 1 to 60 journey as Rav the Avatar misrepresented how hard this game is, as I died not once, but twice, in pursuit of glory, proving that without Howard by my side, I'm actually bad at this game. I made it my mission to avenge my first death, which went smoother than an oiled tit, and then I ran my first dungeon where 650 pieces of loot that I can't use dropped before I proved that I can survive the horde leveling experience by successfully riding an undercity elevator.
Beautiful.
I then trained myself against the weaponized horsemen in preparation for an epic rematch.
Yes, sir. Episode 3.
It was time to avenge myself. Just me and Obama. And this guy who I had to shoo away in pursuit of glory. My bottom bitch had just died, and I was ready to use the adrenaline of knowing I'll never touch that baddie's bosom again to fuel my fight.
Let's go. He's going for melee against him, huh? I thought he would go for casting. Just not get hit. Okay, that was...
Turns out I was just complete dog shit the first time around, but my own triumph was followed by some dark times for the guild. Xaryu learned that he was indeed correct when he said,
"Okay, South Shore guards, like those things are what could kill me."
The Mud Hut clan mourned the loss of their leader who died in pursuit of glory. This Abercrombie and Fitch model learned that SodCore is literally racist against warriors, and while priests can solo dungeons, warriors died to a single mob 2 levels below them, and then our guild's most progressed character ran into the issues that come from hanging out with kids much older than you, and then there was Mitch. This happened offline, but the streamer brain rot was still present as he was unironically listening to this. As he apparently never heard of the famous slogan that most 4-year-olds know, "Polly want a cracker," as he opted to give himself a full tour of the boat he would die on before losing a crucial game of WoW Classic trivia. And I don't want this video to dwell on his dumb mistake, but then again he did laugh when he found out I died.
Rav died? Rav died?
And I'm petty.
Oh my god. Mitch death montage, baby. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yep. Yep.
Just kidding, I've typed my fair share of yo's in his chat. I'm a huge Mitch fan. Like, did you know he was actually a legit musician at one point? Because I didn't. His hit song was called If I Could Go Back, and even though I personally haven't listened to it, I'm only assuming he's talking about going back to the Valley of Trials.
Yo, alright, that's funny. Mitch is actually making a new song right now. He sent me a sneak peek, a little leak, and it's pretty fire. Can't wait for it to come out.
Oh my god, he actually died. That's hilarious.
I was starting to worry if the streamers could survive SodCore when I saw a warrior jumping around.
Bro, sorry to pause again, but bro, I was talking to Shannon last night, and she goes, "Why are so many people dying in SodCore when nobody was really dying in hardcore?" And like, guys, I really do think people call me copium for this. I actually think SSF plus like the rules that we have set for SodCore are way harder than hardcore with trading and stuff. Like, everyone's just dying almost daily at this point. Like, I went over the roster for all of us that are raiding. Every single person has died in the past week at least once, if not twice.
Around like he's tripping on bath salts, and I'm thinking, what kind of moron is playing a 1-death character this way?
Whoa, okay, that's kind of a lot. Why is this raptor here? Oh my god! Oh, wait.
So I'm thinking these fucking gym bros, man, as I keep him from going back to Mulgore while he's yelling at me as if he was trying to get himself killed.
Yeah, help equals delete. Help equals delete.
How long is he gonna walk for? How long is he? Who's giving in first? Oh, he's out of render. Wait, is he still walking? He said for as long as it takes.
I like how he just speeds up the audio.
Holy shit! What chat, dude? Let's get in. I want to see what he says.
He's always RP walking.
But I vowed to not bail him out again if it came down to it, only to be tested literally 30 seconds later when he was having yet another coal car threesome.
He's not gonna help me. Oh my gosh. He's watching me.
Don't help him.
No, my victory rush missed. I got this. I got it. Oh!
Nice. Easy clap.
Everywhere
Easy
I
clap.
turned there was weird shit going on, as even the NPCs were starting to not take this seriously.
Have a look at my meats, friend.
And I knew if I was going to lead these degenerates I would need some practice.
Easy clap. But why is he spam sheeping the same mob? What the hell is going on here? Beautiful. Beautiful, Tater.
And then there was the issue around defiance of my own ranks, which started with this utter bullshit goblin crap that some virgin tinker tits in Ratchet put me up to. I first had to camp this Willy Wonka hut for like a 9-minute spawn just for a SodCore Conrad from the same hometown as me to decide that I worked hard to clear his way to the mob, which is where the intrusive thoughts started to take over. But I figured no, I can be both their leader and their friend, and I don't need an iron fist to earn their respect until a piss and a poo later when I was waiting for a 77-minute spawn and this happened. But once again, instead of pulling the trigger, my non-confrontational personality took over, and instead of being direct I chose to be just secretly happy when that same greed bag guilty was capital F fucked later when I ran into her. This triggered me into what I'm sure many dead hardcore players have experienced before, where my own gameplay became more and more reckless as I was racing to get to tags, risking the 12 hours I've spent on this character to save the 12 minutes of waiting for a tag until I'd eventually have to bail and accept that I would be waiting for the next spawn. It was time to be a macro maniac, but the second I looked away some fucking scorpion named Susan nabbed the tag. Her owner standing right there as if he didn't just complete the hat trick of walking up and taking a fellow guildie's tag, and this was going to be the final straw. The insubordinate Huntard argued with me and lessons had to be learned, so I put my hoof down and did what I knew had to be done. If he was really sorry for disrespecting his leader, he would have to prove it by letting Susan die.
What? No, not Susan!
Days later, when I was still waiting for the same goddamn spawn, he informed me that the sacrifice was made and asked me to name her replacement.
Oh my
I picked the worst possible name for a pet I could think of, Linda.
Oh, not Linda, bro!
And sure enough, he was serious about making it up to a guildie, but there was one problem. That wasn't fucking Linda, and if he were to remain in the ranks of the elite gamers...
Wait, what?
He would need to come back with a crocodile, and my instructions were not to be misunderstood again, and so I know there was a journey ahead of him. But it was a journey he would have to make to stay in the guild.
True.
It was at this point where I joined up with some non-defiant members of the guild to deal with the caverns that wail, and while the great Tater Totems refuses to lose an RP walk-off, this group was full of Giga Chads who also apparently had nothing else to do that night, which resulted in us RP walking the entirety of one of the longest dungeons in classic WoW.
The whole thing?
This made the guys who typically ninja the serpent bloom before everyone else look like dickheads in slow motion, but slow and steady wins the race.
They RP walked the
That is
whole
until my
thing.
healer said reload, and I wasn't going to question it, but then I immediately pulled without realizing he probably wasn't rocking a Starforge PC and was still stuck in a loading screen while my health was dropping.
Exclamation point Starforge in the chat. If you guys do need a new PC, check it out. Link is there. Fast loading screens. Enjoy.
Meanwhile, these were the comms coming out of the people who would be in my BFD raid group.
I have such a hard time drinking out of cups, dude.
But seeing as a group of guildies came in here earlier and without being on voice, they were unaware that their healer was taking a fat as fuck nap mid-boss fight, which resulted in not one but also not two but a big wipe for a full guild group, so I knew that staying on comms would be needed for our survival.
I honestly think the best way to cook a penis would be steam.
But then this dropped.
What? Why are they... What the hell are they
Now
talking
you
about,
are probably
man?
wondering, how did you guys do the jump without turning off RP walk? And the answer to that is, we didn't. And then there was Verdun.
I was wondering the same thing. So they just had to... They fell and they had to re-go... Okay. Okay, that's funny.
And when it
That's
comes
good.
to this guy, I refuse to identify as the tank, so we made Kitty Tits tank it, who deserves props
Wait,
for not
he
breaking the
didn't
RP
tank
walk
it?
streak either. But the reason we had the Tabby take the hits is because this can happen, and I didn't want that to be me. And with that, I unlocked the shield that I would be taking to raid. It's worth noting we did take down a large albino murloc with bloodshot eyes, and while this ring was something that would feel nice as shit on my pinky finger, I decided to lead by generous example by giving it to our priest.
He passed?
Who hours later messages me on a new priest with that same name asking me for a guild invite. But Madera
died
wasn't
with
the
her
only
ring.
dead chick that I'd have to deal with, as some sobbing orc named Mankrik told me a sob story about how he and
I
his
think I
tax
ruined this
benefit
RP.
bottom bitch were out battling and now he can't find her. I asked around seeing if anyone knew where the hell Mankrik's wife was, stumbling across some unresolved Tinder drama in the Ratchet Hotel and fantasizing about a mooing ménage à trois with these two lovely ladies, but no one knew where Mrs. Mankrik had gone. It wasn't until hours later when I discovered a beaten corpse.
Oh no.
Her bald head and tight ass matching the exact description Mankrik gave me, but I couldn't bring myself to
Bruh.
confirm it, as I needed something to give me the strength to validate my suspicions. Oh cool. Yep, it was her, and her was a dead bitch, as I dreaded being the bearer of bad news only for him to not seem to care.
I understand. Thank you, adventurer.
But if he wasn't gonna care about his wife being brutally beaten,
Okay.
I would avenge her, as I laughed at these fire mage fuckboys who burned her down.
Bro, I love the role
I looked at
playing.
these
It's
savage
so good.
porcupines that turned her into one of the most famous corpses in classic WoW and waved them a fiery farewell. We enslaved one of their ranks and gave him bloody toenails that we ripped off of his dead cousins, and this made the
Alright.
widowed warrior happy.
I can at least smile seeing that the Quillboars have felt pain themselves.
It was at
Jeez,
this
that's
point
messed
where
up,
our
bro.
bloody toenail collector gave us the locations of his leaders, and I've been told that level 22 is risky to perform the assassinations alone, and I should have listened to those warnings.
Yeah, I was doing this quest yesterday. It's kind of... I was 25 and it was still kind of scary. He's getting kited out. Completely outplayed. Sorry to say it, Tate. Oh, the editing with the heartbeat. Oh, no. Imagine he pulls the... Okay, that's actually... Wait, did he actually die there? He played the death sound right at the end.
Attention gamers.
No, I don't think he died there, unless he died and then leveled another shaman. Did he die there? He might be debating us. I don't know. Man, that was such a good episode, man. Rav's SodCore Journey episode 3. Hopefully we make it.